Hi everyone and welcome to 2020. My name's Kaylee.
And I'm Haley.
How was your Thanksgiving, Haley? I haven't seen you in a while.
I know, it's been quite a bit. But the Thanksgiving was awesome. Got to see the whole family. Ate a lot of turkey. Still in that food coma.
Ooh, so good. We had really good garlic bread.
Ooh.
Like, it was good.
Mm-hmm.
And my
Mashed
mom makes
potatoes.
this corn casserole. Like, I'm sorry, it's really good with, like, cornbread mix.
You're making me
like,
hungry.
I could eat a whole entire thing myself.
Ugh.
But as much as we could spend all day talking
Hours
about
talking.
how much we love food, we are going to get into a topic about an infectious, highly contagious disease known as the measles.
Well, we are actually looking at a very recent and local case, which you will see later in this segment. But before we go and get into that, we wanted to give you a brief rundown of the history of where the measles originated and how it affected the population back then.
So, first off, the first case of the measles was discovered in 1650 in Boston, Massachusetts.
Oh,
yeah,
right around the corner.
And it wasn't actually considered a notifiable disease in the United States until 1912. And in that first decade, 6,000 deaths were reported each year.
Wow, in the first decade.
First decade, yeah.
A lot of deaths.
Each year.
Oh, man.
So 6 times 10.
Okay, don't make me do math right now.
6,000 times 10. Excuse me. This isn't a math segment.
Not a math segment.
It's just an epidemiology segment.
Exactly. Well, luckily for us, in 1963, there was actually a vaccine invented by the researcher Maurice Hillman. The vaccine was called the MMR vaccine. The reason why this was created was because many children below the age 15 actually contracted this disease.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's affecting a lot of children.
Yeah, so it's very prevalent in
Weak
children.
immune systems. Those growing kids, you know, they spread germs like crazy. They all touch things and put things in their mouth. Like, that's scary. And stuff like, ugh.
But there was also an estimated 3 to 4 million people in the United States alone that were infected each year by this disease.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And also each year, among the reported cases, an estimated 400 to 500 people died. 48,000 were hospitalized, and around 1,000 suffered from the rare disease encephalitis, which is the swelling of the brain. And this all can be caused from the disease, the measles.
Wow. So that was a long time ago. So it's crazy we're seeing an outbreak today, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, it's good. The measles outbreak was contained due to the creation of the vaccine. But due to social media and the whole anti-vaccine movement, people worrying that the vaccines cause other health issues or based on religious beliefs or whatever it may be, like people were not getting vaccinated. And measles has actually made a comeback with 72 deaths as of September 25th, 2018. What's that, 2 months ago?
That was, not even. Actually, 2 months ago tomorrow.
Wow,
Yeah.
2018, the last, 1963 was when the last epidemic was. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. So we actually are going to take a specific look. We're going to go to a specific case, I should say. And we're going to actually talk to a doctor, and she's going to give us actually real-life information and real-life stories of a child with the measles.
Mm-hmm. Yep, viewer discretion advised. It might be a little sensitive to some because we are actually going to see the girl who is infected. But don't worry, we're all immune here. We got our vaccines.
Thanks, Mom.
Nope, we got our masks. We'll be good.
We are taking precautionary measures, we promise.
Exactly. Well,
all right.
Let's roll the clip. Let's go. Hi, everyone. It's Haley from 2020. I'm actually in Boston, Massachusetts right now. I'm about to go visit one of the patients that is suffering from the measles. I'm going to be meeting with Dr. Lawrence, and she's actually going to tell me a lot of more information about the measles, and I'm going to interview her with some more questions, and we're going to see how the patient's doing. So wish me luck. Thank God I'm vaccinated, right? All right, everyone. I am actually in the patient's room as we speak with Dr. Lawrence.
Hello.
Hello, nice
How
to
are you?
meet
It's nice to meet you
you.
too. Thank you for coming in.
Of course, thank you for having me.
Absolutely,
It's
absolutely.
a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you so much for wanting to learn more about the measles and the outbreak that's happening right now. It's been a while since we've seen the measles, right? When was the last time you heard the measles?
Like in the 1900s.
You only read about it, right?
Exactly. Like, it's very rare to see this.
Definitely, definitely.
So, the patient right now, her name is Mackenzie. She is 12 years old and unfortunately contracted the disease because she wasn't vaccinated. But luckily, she is under very good care and has a lot of supportive teams to help her, including Dr. Lawrence. So could you just let me know a little bit more about the measles?
Absolutely. So the measles is an airborne disease, meaning that it travels through coughing, sneezing, saliva, nasal secretions. It's a highly, highly contagious disease, meaning that if one person has it, 90% of the people around that person who are not immune to the disease will contract it.
Wow, that's honestly very terrifying. Just to know that it can travel from person to person so easily and so fast. Could you let me know a little bit more symptoms that come along with the disease?
Absolutely. So the measles virus has an incubation period of about 10 to 12 days. So that means that 10 to 12 days, this patient will start to experience symptoms after being exposed to the illness. The symptoms usually begin with coughing, a high fever, a runny nose, red watery eyes. 2 to 3 days after contraction, the red dots known as koplik begin to form on the back of the throat. And 5 days later, a rash will begin to form on the hands, feet, and neck in the form of raised red bumps, which you can see on our patient right here.
That must be so itchy.
Yes,
uncomfortable.
We are just trying to make her as comfortable as possible. But the scary part is about this illness is that their fever can rise up to 104 degrees, which is very scary in children because that can actually kill them, especially young children, and it's so easy for them to contract, and it's most prevalent in children. But if left untreated, the measles can lead to blindness, inflammation of the brain, diarrhea, pneumonia, and even death.
Oh my God, well, how are you treating her? Is there any possible cure for this disease?
Unfortunately, there is no medicine or cure for the measles. All we can do is make her comfortable and try to alleviate her symptoms. With hydration, over-the-counter pain medicine for her rashes, we can try to minimize the stress of the virus and make her as comfortable as possible. A vaccine is available for the measles and can be administered by your care providers or local pharmacies to prevent the infection of this disease, which is a very important point I want to make here.
Wow, I mean, I can't believe that people wouldn't want to be vaccinated from this horrible disease.
And I hate having to use her as an example, but yes, I don't want to see any more children like this in bed.
Well, thankfully, I was vaccinated when I was younger and never had to experience this illness. Well, I'm very glad that Mackenzie is in really good hands and in good care. And I really do wish her all the best. And thank you again, Dr. Lawrence, for your time and your knowledge.
Oh, absolutely. My pleasure to drop my pen. It's my pleasure to teach you everything about the measles.
Awesome. Well,
I really enjoy
again,
working
nice
with
to
this
meet you.
Thank
you
It's
so
nice to
much.
meet you as well. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and goodbye to all your viewers.
And now we're going to go back to the news clip.
That poor girl. Such a sad sight to see, huh?
Yeah, it's really
That must have
upsetting.
been tough being there.
It was very, very...
Only 12 years old.
Yeah, well, she's in really good hands, so best wishes to her.
I mean, why is it that people wouldn't get their kids vaccinated?
Well, one of the problems is the fact that the measles vaccine has been working so well over the years that the disease has been almost completely eradicated, resulting in people not really being aware or seeing the harms and effects of this disease, which is really unfortunate because it's so easily contracted among the whole population and our children.
Yeah, I mean, it does make sense why people would question why they need to get themselves vaccinated or their children for a disease that isn't prevalent anymore.
Exactly.
I completely understand. I mean, even the doctor said 90% of people around that one person who are not immune will contract that disease.
Yeah.
It spreads like wildfire.
Literally. Spreads.
What about the anti-vaccine movements?
Well, that has also been forming globally because people feel that the vaccines are actually causing more harm than good. They feel like it's causing more health effects, even like autism, which was actually an issue sparked in the 90s by researcher Andrew Wakefield. But his study was disapproved, thankfully. But because of this movement, many children did not get vaccinated during this time.
Wow. I remember hearing about Andrew Wakefield, and there was all that stuff posting all over social media.
There was
anti-vaccines and little babies with the pictures of all the needles.
Yeah,
and,
it was very graphic.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I mean, I also know about like religious beliefs. It's another issue why people wouldn't get vaccinated, and whole government conspiracy theories and not trusting the government. Like, there's a lot of
people come up
and
with
it
excuses.
spreads so fast through social media that people will just jump
Believe
right
it.
on board.
Exactly.
Right on board, and that could actually cause an epidemic here.
It is.
Like that's happening right now. The fact that the measles is back. That's crazy.
Definitely. And it's also an issue with the fact that how the healthcare system is now set up, that it's actually very hard for some people to get this vaccine and become fully immune to it. So those who choose not to get vaccinated are actually endangering those who don't even have a choice. And the fact that it's so easily contracted again, that why would you endanger someone who doesn't have a choice? It just doesn't really seem...
So moral of the story, vaccines are good and you should get your vaccines.
Yes.
Actually, the World Health Organization said that the vaccine saved more than 20 million lives in the past 2 decades.
That's a lot.
So let's keep that trend up. Let's keep that. And I mean, based on what we've learned about the measles, it travels quickly and it travels easily. This isn't a joke.
This isn't a joke.
Like, we have ways to prevent it, so let's prevent it.
Let's prevent it. Let's use it. Well, we're hoping this segment opened your eyes about the importance of vaccinations and the dangers of the measles virus. And we're very fortunate that we are able to have this vaccine, so let's take advantage of it.
Let's prevent an epidemic here.
Prevent another one.
Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed our segment of the investigation of the measles. Catch us next week on 2020. I'm Kaylee.
And I'm Haley. We'll hope to see you next time.